Hi friends, today I am giving a lecture on Python program for checking whether the given number is perfect number or not. What is perfect number? So I am explaining with one example. Okay, first enter the number. Enter the number. So I am entering the number, that is 6. Now we have to find out the divisors of 6. So divisors of 6. Divisors of 6 is equal to 1 divide 6. That is 1 is 1 divisor. Next 2 divide 6. So now 2 is 1 divisor. 3 divides 6. So 3 is divisor. 4 divides 6. It is not possible. So I am not taking 4. 5 divides 6. 5 does not divide 6. So I am not taking 5 as divisor of 6. 6 divides 6. But the same number cannot be taken. Okay. So now what are the divisors of 6? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I am adding these divisors. So that is addition of 1, 2, 3 is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3. That is equal to 6. This addition result is equal to the given number 6. Then we can say that it is a perfect number. It is a perfect number. So 6 is equal to 6. Here 6 is nothing but divisor's result, addition of the divisor's result. It is equal to the original number. That is 6 equal to 6. Therefore 6 is perfect number. 6 is perfect number. So this is the logic behind the perfect number. Okay. First I am taking a given number. Then we have to find out the divisors of 6 except the given number. Then we have to add the divisors of that number. So that addition result is equal to the given original number. Then we can say that it is a perfect number. So I am entering the number as 6. Now I am finding out the divisors of 6. That is 1, 2, 3. But 6 also divides 6. I am not taking the same number. Now after finding out the divisors, now we have to find out the addition of the divisors. So then whatever the result we are getting, that result value is equal to the given number. Then we can say that it is a perfect number. 6 is equal to 6. So then 6 is a perfect number. Next perfect number is 28. Okay. What are the divisors of 28? 1, 2, 4, next 7 and 14. Sum of the divisors value is equal to 28. So 28 is also a perfect number. Okay. Now first I am writing the output. According to the output we have to write the program. After that I am tracing that program. First enter the given number. Enter the given number. That is 6. Okay. So 6 is a perfect number or not? Yes. So the given output is the given number is a perfect number. The given number is a perfect number. Okay. So this is the program. Now this is the output of that program. Now according to the output I am writing the program. First n is equal to int of input of enter the given number. Enter the given number. Okay, enter the given number. This one can be written in the program. N is equal to int of input of enter the given number. So now initially some value is equal to 0. Why we are taking some variable? So once you are finding the divisors, then we have to find out the sum of that divisors. So because of that reason, I am taking the sum variable. Initially, sum is equal to 0. Okay. Next, for I in range 1 comma n colon if n modulus operator I is equal to 0, sum is equal to sum plus I. Okay. Next, if sum is equal to n, print the given number is a perfect number. The given number is a perfect number. Else colon print the given number is not a perfect number. Is not a perfect number. Okay. So this is our program. Okay. So once I am writing the program, then I have to trace that program. Okay. First, enter the given number. Enter the given number. So what is the number I am giving? That is 6. Okay. This 6 value can be taken by the input function. This input function can read the input from the keyboard that are entered by the user or a programmer. That is equal to, it returns the string value of 6. This string value of 6 can be taken by the typecasting int function. This typecasting int function can take the string value of 6, then it returns the integer value 6. This integer value can be assigned to the variable n. Now n value is 6. Okay. Next, sum is equal to 0. Initially, sum is equal to 0. Okay, because once we are finding out the divisors of 6, we have to find out the sum of that divisors. So because of that reason, I am taking the sum variable. Initially, sum is equal to 0. Next one, for I in range 1 comma n. So 1 comma 6. So what is the meaning of that one? So loop variable I starting with 1 and ending with the 6. Okay. So whenever this condition is true, these two steps are done because these two steps are there in the body of the for loop. Okay. So according to the statement, first I is starting from 1 and ending with 6. So now I is equal to 1 I am taking. Now checking 1 less than 6 or not. Yes, 1 less than 6. So now condition is true. If the condition is true, then the control goes to the statements within the body of the for loop. So if n modulus operator I, n value 6, 6 modulus operator 1 is equal to 0. So that means 1 divide 6. So remainder is 0. Okay. This remainder value is this one. That means 6 modulus operator 1. That is nothing but, so 1 divide 6, after that remainder value 0. So now this condition is true. If the condition is true, then the statement within the if block are executed. So that is a sum is equal to sum plus I. Initially sum value 0, 0 plus 1, that is equal to 1. Okay, after completing the first iteration, so what is the result we are getting? Sum is equal to 1. Okay, next. After that, again the control goes to the for loop. Now I value is incremented. Now I is equal to 2. Okay, now condition is 2 less than 6. So this is also true. If the condition is true, then the statements within the body of the for loop are executed. If 6 n value is 6 and I value is 2, 6 modulus operator 2 is equal to 0. That is checking. So 6 is divided by 2, 2 3s 6, remainder value 0. This remainder value is 0. Yes, we are getting the remainder value 0. So now this condition is also true. So if the condition is true, then the statement within the if block are executed. Sum is equal to sum value in the previous step 1. 1 plus I value is 2. 1 plus 2, that is equal to 3. After completing the second iteration, sum value is equal to 3. Next, now go for I is equal to 3. I value is incremented. After completing this step, again control goes to the for loop. Then I value is incremented. Now previously I value 2. Now I value is incremented by 1. That is 3. So 3 less than 6. So condition true. 3 less than 6, condition is true. If the condition is true, then the control goes to the statement within the body of the for loop. If n value is 6 and I value is 3, 6 modulus operator 3 is equal to 0. That means 6 can be divided by 3, 3 to 6, the remainder value is 0. So that is true. Okay. If this condition is true, then the control goes to the body of the if block. Sum is equal to previously sum value 3. So now I value 3. 3 is equal to 3. That is 6. After completing the third iteration, sum is equal to 6. Now we go for I is equal to, then the control goes to the for loop. Now I value is incremented by 1. Previously I value 3. 3 is incremented by 1. 4. Now 4 less than 6. Condition is true. If the condition is true, then the control goes to the statement within the body of the for loop. If n value 6, modulus operator I value 4. 6 modulus operator 4 is equal to 0 or not. 6 is divided with 4. 4 ones 4. Remainder value 2. So here 0 not equal 0 equal to 2. That is false. That is false. If the condition is false, then the control does not enters into the body of the if block. Okay. So then again control goes to the for loop. So now I value is incremented. Now I value is 5. 5 less than 6. 5 less than 6 condition is true. If the condition is true, then the control goes to the statement within the body of the for loop. If n value 6, 6 modulus operator 5 is equal to 0. So that means 5 divides 6 one time, remainder value 1. So here remainder value is 1, but here 0. So 0 not equal to 1, that is false. False. So 6 modulus operator 5 is equal to 1, but it written as 6 modulus operator 5 equal to 0. Okay. So because of that reason, the control does not enters into the body of the if block. Again control goes to the for loop. So next statement here, I value is incremented. Now I value 6. Okay. Now 6 less than 6. So this is false. Okay. Then the control goes to the next statement after the for loop. Okay. What is the next statement after the for loop? If sum value, how much we are getting here? 6. 6 is equal to 6. Yes, this condition is true. If the condition is true, then this statement is printed. So the given number is a perfect number. The given number is a perfect number. Yes, the given number is a perfect number. Okay, so this is the program for checking whether the given number is a perfect number or not. So this is the program, this is the output, this is the definition of perfect number, and this is the tracing. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel name. So Divvela Srinivasara. Thank you.